I'm Beatrice Malovany, and I paint. We live up to our name. Malovany in Polish means an artist. So one sings and one paints.
This is one musical family. Look.
We're a musical family.
And
yes.
the artwork here is magnificent. And we're going to tell us where this one is.
This one is inspired by Wordsworth's daffodils. Besides the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch to never-ending line along the margin of the bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in a sprightly dance. And that was my inspiration for Wordsworth's daffodils.
Oh my God! And all this artwork here is work that you've done over this period of time? Oh, boy. I couldn't. What a great day. Well, thank you very much for sharing good news with us. And now we're going to interview your husband, our cantor.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Let me ask you one other question. What's good news for you?
To hear world peace. To hear good news, simchas, Yiddish occasions. I think we've had enough suffering. We've heard enough about the Holocaust. Now we want to look for happy times, peaceful times, and world peace.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, hi, this is Paul Slack. It's Good News Planet. I'm speaking to the cantor, Joseph Malovany. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Paul. I feel fine. Everything is fine. Thank you.
All right, it's a good thing. It's always good to feel good, and I feel exceptional today. I'm in your home. Thank you for allowing us to come in here.
Our pleasure.
It's beautiful. I've met your lovely wife.
Sure. Beatrice.
Just recited a beautiful piece of poetry to go along with a beautiful piece of artwork she did.
Right. Well, she explained it to you, so you don't need my explanation. She's the expert in British literature, and so she does a better job.
Well, she says that this is, you're a cultural family from art to music. So you're a cantor. You're a cantor of the Fifth Avenue Synagogue.
I'm the cantor of the Fifth Avenue Synagogue since 1973.
Wow,
It's a long time. We came to New York from London just before the Yom Kippur War, and I've been the cantor of the Fifth Avenue Synagogue every Shabbos, every holiday, every occasion. Everything, the cantor is there.
How did you become a cantor? Why did you become a cantor? Where were you when you had your Jewish upbringing?
Well, I grew up in Tel Aviv in Israel, and there was a tremendous school in Tel Aviv, in Rothschild Boulevard, called Bilu. And attached to it, there was a fantastic synagogue. And in the synagogue, it was the front of the synagogue, maybe the first half was for children, and the back the parents. There was an outstanding choir, 40 boys. It was called the Vienna Boys Choir of Tel Aviv. And my teacher, my Rebbe, my Cantorial Rebbe was Shlomo Ravitz, who was himself a very well-known cantor in Eastern Europe, in Kharkov, in Riga, in all these places. And from him I learned it, and equally at the same time I studied the piano and in the Music Academy in Tel Aviv, first the conservatory, then the academy in Tel Aviv, and I'm a graduate of the Tel Aviv Music Academy in a choral and instrumental conducting and piano. And so I started singing in the choir from the age of 7.5, just close to 8. And when I was 9 years old, I already conducted Friday night Shabbat services in Tel Aviv. At that time, it was the attraction of Israel, because it was well before the 6-Day War, of course. And Yerushalayim was Yerushalayim, but people came to Tel Aviv. And automatically, naturally, Friday night was the Bilu synagogue. And that's where I grew up, and I became so well known. I was... I don't know, they call it a Wunderkind, one of those wonder children. I don't know what's left, the childhood or the wonder. but but that's where I grew up.
The
yeah.
music is so inherent. I'm a fortunate man. I have some grandchildren now, and
Yes,
I don't know,
so am
like
I.
a baby. Oh, yes.
Sure, we have 3 lovely grandchildren.
Oh,
sure.
you lucky guy.
Yeah. So are you?
By far. Yeah. And they go to the temple here, and we had the joy to babysit this past weekend. It's my full-time job, and so. But when that 2.5, 3-year-old, going to be 3 next couple of weeks, sings that Zoom Gali Gali, I tell you, she tore my heart apart.
Of course, listen, whatever the children do is okay. Even if they make mistakes,
yes,
it's full of taste,
yes,
full of goodness, full of positiveness, full of genuine.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they do is fine. I have no problem with it.
You love music.
I love it. I live it. I'm fortunate that my profession and my hobby is the same. And so both religious Jewish music, which is my expertise because I'm also a Distinguished Professor of Liturgical Music at the Belz School of Jewish Music at Yeshiva University, and the synagogue, and I established some years ago in Moscow, the Moscow Academy of Jewish Music, which was supported by the J.D.C, Joint Distribution Committee. And so I'm busy, I'm working, and music is my life.
Tell us about the temple.
Well, we are not a temple, we are a synagogue.
I'm sorry, what is the difference?
I don't know. Temple usually is attributed to perhaps conservative and reform. Fifth Avenue Synagogue is an Orthodox, modern Orthodox, very inclusivist, but it's a modern Orthodox. Of course, women and men are separate. The women are sitting up there, and so that we look up to the women.
There's an interesting perspective.
Right, and Orthodox synagogues are not usually called temples, but that's okay.
Yes.
Fifth Avenue Synagogue is a unique synagogue. It's a special synagogue by the virtue of the fact that it has in its members, among its members, some very prominent personalities. Always did, is, and hopefully will be. Elie Wiesel is with us, and some other people. I don't know if they want their names to be mentioned on the media, but Herman Wouk, the famous writer, The Cain Mutiny, This Is My God, Elie Wiesel, over 40 books. Elie is a very close friend of mine, very close. He's like my brother. We talk to each other all the time. And the synagogue is a beautiful synagogue. It's small, it's simple but elegant. There are a lot of classes on Torah, and the synagogue prides itself, I think, about the cantor and the high level of synagogue services. And that's very, very important, to pray and to sing on a high level.
It's a joy. Well, I'll tell you, you have very good reviews. I just want to share that. A congregant mentioned to me, this is the man you need to interview.
Oh, that's nice. Whoever he is, it's very nice of him to do that.
He said that, and actually, Elie Wiesel who's on Good News. I've interviewed him.
Yes,
was with the president yesterday. I think at the Holocaust Museum.
Yes, I know.
Some major announcements. From the soul and from the heart to let it never happen again. All kinds, whatever the miseries might have been, no matter where they were, whether it's Holocaust related or non-Holocaust, because this is not a new story, unfortunately.
Well,
but we are all working hard to make it an ending story, not a never-ending, but an ending story, right?
The only problem, of course, is the worry at the moment is, of course, Iran. And often my friend Prime Minister Netanyahu talks about it. As you know, he made the world aware of the big problem, and we have to watch and to make sure that, God forbid, shouldn't be another one, because they say openly that they want to destroy Israel, and that we cannot, of course, allow. So everybody in his and her way is contributing to make sure that the security is okay and that, God forbid, it never will happen. And I can tell you it will not happen.
That's good news. Tell us, how does somebody, is it have an opportunity for somebody to become a member? Do you need to, of the synagogue, to be part of the synagogue? Is there, you need to know somebody? How does it work?
I'll tell you two things. Number one, generally, our synagogue, when you come on a Shabbat morning to the synagogue, you see a lot of visitors. Because of the proximity of the synagogue to the biggest hotels in the east side of Manhattan, we get every Shabbat visitors from all over the world.
Beautiful.
So that's fine. Some of them have become what we call associate members or overseas members, so that they like to be associated with the synagogue. But to become a member of the synagogue, all you have to do is to tell everybody that you are Jewish. We are not checking with you whether you're conservative, reform, or anything. You want to be a member of the Fifth Avenue Synagogue, you're doing the right thing. And so you apply, there is an application, the rabbi meets with them, I meet with them, the president meets with them, and then it's been brought to the board, and the board okays it. We ask for a couple of recommendations, and so it's not a big deal to become a member. We encourage, we love people to become members. Our membership consists of many young people, middle-aged, older age, we have everybody. And it's just one beautiful, unified synagogue. And so to become a member is no big deal. If you want to become a member, just let me know. I'll put your name through, and we'll handle it very quickly. It will be rapidly, so it will be okay.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We talked. You mentioned that you've done concerts all over the world, and that we might share some of your music. What kind of music are we talking about? Maybe we'll play some right now.
My concerts consist all over the world with, of course, mostly Jewish music. Although here and there I do throw in an aria from an opera. Because how can you be a tenor and be so highly musically educated without throwing that? But I would say 99% is Jewish music. It's Hebrew, it's Yiddish, it's Cantorial, it's Hasidic. I pride myself that I took a lot of the music from the synagogue and had it orchestrated for full symphony orchestras and performed with the biggest orchestras and greatest conductors all over the world, Jewish or not Jewish. The music is available. You get the score. Today they can get some recordings of it and they can listen. But usually a true conductor doesn't want that. True conductor gets the score and he likes to study the score from the score, because that's the way a musician works. However, there are some who like to listen to it. It makes their life a little easier. So the concerts are, as I said, consist of all aspects of Jewish music on the highest possible artistic level, because it is my intention that I want the world to know that Jewish music is not only klezmer. Klezmer is only a very, very small thing. Jewish music goes back much before the klezmer, and I like to take it and to offer it to the public on the highest artistic and musical level, so that people should realize and how wonderful it is. And if you look at great composers, like for example Shostakovich, Dmitri Shostakovich wrote the Hebrew melodies. You look at Prokofiev, wrote something Jewish. Beethoven, in his Opus 103 quartet, uses motifs from Kol Nidre, from Yom Kippur. So Jewish music and its motives, which go back to ancient times, from the time of the temple and maybe even before, is authentic, it's important, it's beautiful, and I am very, very happy to present it to the public, Jews and non-Jews alike. Especially in Eastern Europe, I would say that since there are not too many Jews there, with the exception of Russia, of course, a lot of Gentiles come to my concerts, to the point that I was knighted by the president of Poland as a result of, and he said, you bring people together. well, I don't want to become now political, but this whole notion of reconciliation has started as a result of my music in Eastern Europe. And so, yes, that's what I do in my concerts.
Beautiful. And we're going to play some of the music. And
Good.
congratulations, because I know how important these kinds of things are
It is.
for you.
It is extremely.
It's
not
in
only
your
for
soul.
me, Paul. It's not only for me. It is important to me to be able to have the means of presenting it, but it is important to the public, because a lot of people in Europe. You know, we spoke before about the Holocaust. There is sometimes, not all of them, but there is an inner hatred to the Jew without even knowing why they hate us. And so by me coming and offering it, so the intelligentsia in Eastern Europe today is excellent. There is no problem. They want to understand, they want to know, it's okay. It is the man in the street that still needs to be educated. And so my mission is not only to present this cultural and religious music, but to be an educator, to educate them to understand that Judaism is something very positive. Judaism talks about life, v'chai bahem. Judaism believes in living together with other people. Judaism believes in live and let live. And Judaism is a religion where you love God, but you love your friend also. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you love your neighbor as yourself. It does not mean only the Jew, but it means anybody. And I believe in that very, very much. I tell you something, Paul. I walk around with a crazy dream that I would like to live somewhere. Well, New York is great, of course, where in my close community I have Christians and Muslims. Let's talk about the monotheistic religions now. But of course I have respect for the others. And Jewish, Christian, and Muslim. When it is a Christian holiday, religious holiday, and I would like to walk in the street to meet their clergy, to give him a hug, and to wish him well on his holiday. When it is a Muslim holiday, I want to do the same to the mullah or whatever his titles are, the Ayatollah. It's okay with me, Ayatollah also.
Iman.
Yeah, sure, to do that. And I would expect that when we Jews have our holidays, that the representatives of other religions should come and give me a hug